gentle enough for baby, so it should be gentle enough for your sponge. That you make sure you dab, not drag. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone is doing well. In today's video we have Kona saying hi to everybody. She wants to show off her new haircut. Look how beautiful she looks, right? Who's there? Who's there? Say hi to everybody. High five. Good girl. Good girl. In today's video, I will be talking about beauty blender mistakes. I have 8 mistakes that we all have done in the past or are still doing, and make sure you stay tuned till the end because I have a bonus tip for you that you don't want to miss. So if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. It will mean the world to me, and let's get into the video. So if you're wondering what I'm wearing on my eyes, I know I get a lot of questions and sometimes I don't put this in the description box and I don't want to miss it. It is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam Mini Palette number 2. And on my lips, I have this mini Pat McGrath lipstick. It is just so cute and pretty. And this is in the shade Executive Realness. So that's what I'm wearing on my lips. So anyways, let's get into beauty blender mistakes. I've just used this one. It was so clean and now I made it dirty. Now, mistake number 1 or tip number 1. Make sure that when you apply foundation with your beauty blender, you don't want to apply foundation in a sweeping motion. So I'm going to demonstrate and tell you, and I will also put a video on the screen so you guys can see, where you don't want to sweep the foundation this way. You want to do a stippling motion like this when you apply your foundation. So make sure you don't just take the foundation and drag it all over the face like this. The foundation will be soaked up into the beauty blender or sponge, or when you apply it, it can become very streaky. You can get a lot of foundation on one part of your face and the rest is very bare, no foundation. So that's why you want to apply in stippling motion. So that's mistake number 1. Now number 2, believe it or not, is you're not pressing hard enough. So you press very gentle, not very hard on your face. That can cause cakiness on your face. When you're layering your makeup, you want to make sure you are pressing the sponge into your skin relatively hard. You want to press the foundation into the skin relatively hard to ensure that every layer is built and blended correctly without making it look cakey. So that's number 2. Mistake number 3 that we all do, and I do it as well, you're not washing your beauty blender enough. I know it is hard, but the rule is you're supposed to wash your beauty blender or beauty sponge once every day, so once per day. If not, we're all busy and we don't have time, and sometimes we don't have more than a beauty blender. You want to make sure that you wash it weekly if you can't do it once a day. And I'm guilty of it. I don't do this once a day at all. I don't know if you knew, but frequent cleaning, it does not damage your sponge. It actually makes your sponge last much longer. Now, number 4, going from number 3, that you're not washing your sponge enough. Number 4, are you washing your sponge properly? I will insert a video of what I mean, but you make sure you use a gentle soap to wash your sponge, and what I like to use is a baby soap because they're gentle enough for baby, so it should be gentle enough for your sponge. Now make sure you put the soap onto your beauty blender and you run it under lukewarm water and you squeeze it inside with the soap and the water until you see that nastiness from the foundation or whatever you use the beauty blender for comes out. Afterwards, you squeeze it to dry to make sure all that water is out of your beauty sponge. And the next step is you take a paper towel or tissue, you wrap your beauty blender in it and you continue squeezing so that tissue absorbs all of the remaining moisture and water that's left into your beauty blender, and then this one feels perfect and ready to use. how many people have used the beauty blender dry in the beginning?
What?
When you first started using makeup, and I can admit I was one of them. So I did not know that I'm supposed to make this wet. To make this wet, you use the same steps as I've just spoken in my last tip, but you're not supposed to use this dry unless you purchase a beauty blender that says to be used dry or wet. So that's mistake number 5. You're not supposed to use this dry. Make sure it is wet when you apply your foundation, okay? So that's a beginner's mistake and I've done it. So make sure you comment down below if you were one like me, that you've started using the beauty blender and you started using it dry and without making it wet, or maybe I'm the only one, I don't know, but yeah, make sure you wet it. Now, number 6, you are not drying it properly. You don't want to wash the beauty blender, use it, and then put it into a container, close the lid, or put it in a dark space and let it sit there, because it will grow bacteria and it will grow mold on it. So what you want to do, you want to let it air dry. So what I did is I bought this little thing from Amazon. It's so cute, and I put my beauty blender here when I don't use it or after I've just used it or washed it, because this way it air dries and it doesn't touch any of the surface to catch any bacteria from my table or from other makeup products around it. And I think it also looks very cute for your vanity. So that's number 6. Make sure you air dry it and you don't put it in a container and close the lid on it and let it stay there and get moldy and stinky and grow bacteria in it and on it. Now here's a fun one. Mistake number 7. You are just using the beauty blender for applying foundation only, which that's what I'm normally doing. Now, did you know your beauty blender has many different uses, and it is great for all kinds and different types of applications, not just for foundation. This is obviously amazing and great to conceal under your eyes. You squeeze it so that the tip is very small, and you apply your concealer in the inner corner, outer corner, and you blend in your concealer under your eye. It's also very good to use it for applying powder under your eyes. So you dab this into a loose powder or a pressed powder, and it's very good to press the powder into your skin. So that's another great usage of the beauty blender. Now, did you also know that you can use the beauty blender to apply sunscreen? So before you apply your foundation and everything else, you can use it to apply your sunscreen. You can put some sunscreen on your face, use your beauty blender, and dab the sunscreen into your skin. Now, another tip is you can use it to apply a self-tanner. I haven't self-tanned. I don't really self-tan, but you can apply a self-tanner to the face and you can use your beauty blender. Now, when doing that, you make sure you dab, not drag, because when you drag, you can create tanning streaks and you want to avoid that. So if you are one of those people that like to self-tan your face, make sure to use the beauty blender and dab your self-tan cream onto your face and don't drag it like this. You don't want to create those streaks on your face, okay? Now, last tip, what you can use this for, it is great to apply a cream contour or cream bronzer, not powder but cream. So it's very nice when you apply a streak of contour onto your cheek. You use the beauty blender and it is very nice to blend that cream contour and bronzer onto your cheek, making it look more natural, and you avoid that line that a bronzer or contour can give you. And by using a beauty blender, you blend that into your skin, giving yourself a more sun-kissed, natural, bronzy look. And number 8, we are keeping the beauty blenders with us for far too long. I know we love them and we don't want to get rid of them. They're also very expensive and we're keeping it with us for way too long. But like with any other makeup, they have an expiration date. Now, based on the beauty blender information and website, so this applies for a beauty blender, not a makeup sponge. they recommended to replace it every 3 months, and I'm guilty. I have not replaced it, but if you do use it on a daily basis for all these things that we've talked about, they recommend to replace this every 3 months. So it's up to you if you would like to do that. If not, make sure you keep very good care of it. Make sure that you clean it and dry it properly, and maybe it will last longer. But I guess you can tell if it starts to become old and moldy and stinky, then maybe it's time to replace it. Now, if you made it so far, I have a bonus tip for you. A bonus tip that will make your skin look more hydrating and glowy by using a beauty blender. And I'm not talking about putting foundation, concealer, and all those on your face. You can use a damp blender, beauty blender, beauty sponge, to apply your serum before you apply your face cream and sunscreen. Your face will feel so much more moisturized and glowy and healthy looking. So you apply your serum to the face, you use your beauty blender, a clean beauty blender, you dab that serum into your face, and your skin will thank you for that. So yeah, those are all my tips and mistakes on how we use the beauty blender, on how not to use it, and some tips on different ways to use the beauty blender, not just for foundation. I hope this video was very helpful for you, and if you did enjoy it, leave me a comment down below about how you prefer to use your beauty blender. I would love to hear it. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up, and I will see you in my next one. Love you guys. Bye.